President Trump has been very active on Twitter recently. He kind of repeatedly has been shoving his foot in his mouth and, you know, giving his critics plenty of ammo because he's misspelling stuff like gratuitously. He actually, I don't know if I've ever heard of him do this before. Maybe he's done it a couple times, but he deleted a tweet because of a typo. One of them, it was, he was talking about, like, I work so hard that sometimes at night I gotta eat a hamburger and a Diet Coke in my room late because I'm working so hard. But he spelled hamburger, Hamberger, hamburger, not burger, not BUR. So he deleted that one. I guess he caught the spelling mistake quickly and just deleted it. The other one was the Nobel Prize tweet. He was talking about the fake news media should give back all their Nobel Prizes because they don't deserve them. They're fake news. But he kept spelling Nobel, Noble, like noble. And then afterwards, he didn't delete those. And he comes out and he goes, Oh, I guess nobody understands sarcasm anymore, huh? That's been his go-to out, like with the whole injecting disinfectant and getting UV sunlight in your body. His response to that scandal was like, nobody does sarcasm, huh? That was very sarcastic. I was asking a sarcastic question. So anyway, he's been very active, but that's actually, none of those things are the particular tweet thread that I want to discuss here. The one that I want to discuss is this one. He said, Fox News just doesn't get what's happening. They're being fed Democratic talking points and they play them without hesitation or research. They forgot that fake news CNN and MSDNC wouldn't let Fox News participate even a little bit in the poor ratings Democrat debates. Even the radical left do-nothing Democrats laughed at the Fox suggestion. No respect for the people running Fox News, but Fox keeps on plugging to try and become politically correct. They put Rhino Paul Ryan on their board. They hire debate questions to crooked Hillary, fraud Donna Brazile, and others who are even worse. Chris Wallace is nastier to Republicans than even Deface the Nation or Sleepy Eyes. That's Chuck Todd for those of you who don't know. The people who are watching Fox News in record numbers, thank you, President Trump, are angry. They want an alternative now. So do I. So the whole like, oh, we need an alternative, you know, he says that, but interestingly enough, he has given credit in the past. My foot is itchy, very strange. Somebody look up if that's a side effect of or symptom of COVID. I hope not. Anyway, so he has said recently, like, I like One America News Network, OAN or OANN. I don't know which one they go with, but the whole idea of One America News Network is we are to the right of Fox News. That's like how they portray themselves. And they're the ones who, you know, when Trump goes to them for questions at his press conferences, they always, you know, throw a softball down the center of the plate. Couldn't get an easier question to the point where he's even said, I like these guys. I like these guys a lot. That's a great question that you just asked. So, you know, I wonder how they feel about the fact that he's like, we need an alternative to Fox, and he didn't plug them in this particular tweet. Again, he's done it in the past. He didn't do it here. I don't know why. He probably just forgot about One America News Network, or maybe he's, you know, realizes that they're relatively small compared to Fox News, so he means like a new alternative. And that was, by the way, part of what people were speculating Trump would do if he lost to Hillary Clinton, which is start, you know, Trump TV, like a Trump 24-hour news network. Obviously, he won, so we'll never know what would happen in that alternate timeline, but clearly he's not happy with Fox News. Now, the funny thing is, of course, I mean, Fox News, by and large, is wall-to-wall pro-Trump propaganda. I mean, the whole point of Fox News is to do propaganda for the Republican Party, full stop. In the same way that MSNBC, their whole point is to do propaganda for the Democratic Party. So with Trump, I mean, he really is just really thin-skinned, where unless you're towing his line 24/7, he's lashing out at you. He's lashing out at you. And that's what he's doing here. Oh, you criticize me even tepidly? I'm going to lash out at you. Now, the funny thing is, guys, what Trump is doing here, even though he's like a whiny little prick, it actually worked. So he's done this stuff in the past, and people who work in news or people who are other politicians in D.C., whether it's Congress people or senators, they live in permanent fear of a Trump tweet that could ruin their careers. I'm not kidding. So he, got so powerful, and he won the election, and he's got that 35 to 40% chunk of the country that'll never abandon him. So if he comes after you, that's hard, man. A lot of people don't know how to deal with that criticism, that barrage of criticism, and they flip out. They don't know what the heck to do. So what they've done historically is bent the knee. That's why you've seen there's a whole contingent of the pro-Trump politicians who are just so sycophantic that it's beyond imagination. And what Trump does is carrots and sticks. He'll turn around and everybody who bends the knee to him sufficiently, he'll endlessly help them. That's why you always see him nonstop, like, new book came out from, whoever, fill in the blank, some news person or some politician. New book, tremendous read, highly recommend you pick it up. And see, what he's doing there is, it's the tit for tat game. Look, if you say good things about me, and if you pump me up, well, I'm going to bless you, and I'll tweet out your book, I'll say a kind word, I'll use my power, my influence, my Twitter feed to make people love you. And so when he says something positive about you, people on Twitter get a whole flow of positive reaction from the Trump people. And that helps their careers. When he says something negative about you, the opposite happens. So for the longest time, this worked. You had Republican politicians who literally lived in fear of a Trump tweet against them, so they bent the knee and hoped that, every now and then I'll say a positive thing about them and it would help their careers. Now, I don't know, and this is what is fascinating to find out. I don't know how it plays out from now. Because, when some moments are so absurd that nobody can defend him. Like, even Drudge Report turned on Trump for the injecting disinfectant thing, and, so what do you do in a situation where he gets so ridiculous and says so many ridiculous things that, you can't defend anymore? And Fox News, even with the tepid criticism, is now getting Trump's full wrath. So does Fox News whip themselves into shape more and fall in line more behind Trump, or do they stay the course, in which case Trump will keep coming after them? I don't know the answer to that question, but I will say this. To this point, this isn't a strategy from Trump. This is just who Trump is. He's petty, and this is how he does politics. But it's worked. And you will never in a million years see a Democrat do what he does on this front, where he kind of uses the bully pulpit viciously and effectively. So I wish a Democrat would do it without looking silly, like Trump looks silly when he does it, but I wish a Democrat would do it, but they're not going to do it. But the final point I'll make is this. Isn't it interesting that when you talk about on the Republican side, when you talk about on the right, Trump saying oh, Fox News is, they're rhinos and we need somebody to the right of Fox News. It's not oh, we want people who are more principled, who are better conservative ideologues, who are bigger believers in the ideology of conservatism. That's not what he's asking for. He just wants a network that is more sycophantic to him. So think about that. The idea of let's have a new right-wing network is we need a network that bends the knee more. We need a network that's more authoritarian and supports the party and Trump even more. That's his case. Now compare that to the left. Compare that to us. When people say we want an alternative to MSNBC, they are not saying, oh, we want a network that's even more sycophantic and falls in line behind the Democratic Party and does more propaganda for them and better propaganda for them. No. People who want something to the left of MSNBC want more principled people who are more ideological, people who actually fight for left-wing values and believe in the left-wing values. And that's a big difference that you're seeing, is that, listen, are there principled people on the right? Sure. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think Ron Paul truly believes in libertarianism, and he's got his own network and he does his own thing. And, give credit if you want there. And it is what it is. He's, I guess, the equivalent in terms of actually having an ideology. But I don't know how great the numbers are. And that's not what they're clamoring for now. Now they're clamoring, Trump wants a network to the right of Fox that just is more sycophantic to him. And this is what they stand for, and this is what they believe in. And you do see that more of an independent-minded streak on the left. Or on the left, they're like, no, we want people who are going to call out the BS across the board. We want people who are more ideological. And I think that says something about, the right and the left more broadly. But there you have it. The president using the bully pulpit and begging for an even more extreme network that does more propaganda and is more sycophantic to him.